Good morning, all my HCC friends. Hope you're doing well. This is your old professor here on Friday, the 17th of April, with an explanation for you as to how we're going to attack this final charitable giving speech, which is really a persuasive speech. And off the bat, I have some good news for you. I have extended the deadline, as you'll see there in Canvas, to the 30th of April. All right, this will be our last video assignment. So we have that little bit of good news to chew on here early. But really what I want to say about persuasive speech is you may recall me saying early on in the class that many people think that speaking persuasively is very complicated. You know, it really has to be tackled analytically, and I always reject that theory. We've been learning this way of speaking from the very start. Persuasion, for me, is broken down into 3 buttons that you need to push in order to really persuade someone. The logic, of course, establishing your credibility, number 2, and then the emotional component. And we've done this now for the whole semester, including these elements of saying to yourself, does it make sense? Do I believe you? And do I care? And this is no different. I did this because so often when we get to the persuasive speaking, you've been led to believe that persuasive speaking is anger-based, or that it sets up this all or nothing at all, I'm right, you're wrong, and it's not really, it can be that, but in your professional application, it's really not a scenario that you get all that often, all right? Persuasion sometimes is the act of taking someone from here to here, even though you may be here, right? If you've taken someone from here and moved them over a little bit to the point where they go, maybe I still don't agree, but I get your point, then you've done your job. Okay, so I don't really like all the persuasive speeches that are just like, I'm right and you're wrong, and if you don't believe me, you're an idiot. Okay? Leave that for the politicians, okay? Because we all know they're full of crap anyway. Okay, so for you guys, I've put you in this scenario of winning the lottery and thinking, now I need to find a charity to support. And what I want you to do is to really use that charity, whichever one you decide to take, use that charity as the basis for your persuasive speech. And think about it this way: you're trying to get me to also donate to the charity. And when we talk about donating, it can be money, but charities also look for volunteer opportunities, or in some cases, giving blood, right? So there's a lot of different aspects that a charity can present. Not all of them are focused on raising money. Okay, so I did this because I love speaking from the heart, and I wanted you to put yourself in a situation where you think to yourself, first off, what charity am I going to support? What's a cause out there? What's an organization out there that I have a personal connection to in my heart? And once you get that, then the rest of the speech kind of falls in line. All right? So for this one, again, 3 questions, all right, that you need to bring me forward to you. Do I understand you? Do I believe you? And do I care? And if you can answer those 3 questions, you'll be a success in this speech. So we know that the logic and the credibility come with statistics and good sourcing. Make me believe you. And the best way to make me believe you is not to just go opinion, my opinion, my opinion. It's to bring out statistical evidence. So pick a charity, okay? Let's say Alzheimer's, all right? So make it logical. Why is this such a problem? And then, of course, you bring in a lot of statistical evidence to show that. The credibility part comes especially with solid sourcing. There's this huge foundation. How much money do they raise annually? How many facilities do they have? What kind of research do they do? All those things that make me think that the Alzheimer's Foundation is very credible. One thing you like to look at, how much of the money that they raise actually goes to support research and direct help to those who are affected. We've all heard the horror stories of charities that raise a bunch of money, and then when they break it down, 90% of it goes to salaries and first class travel. Okay, so it goes to making the credibility end goes to making sure that I know that your organization is solid and that their heart's in the right place. And then finally, the emotional aspect. What is your connection to this charity? What brought you to the decision? And that's, of course, good storytelling and making sure that there's an emotional component to your decision. So if you put all these three together in any order, remember, you can start out with your story and then move to the logic and credible side. Or you can start out by establishing the logic and then use a story and then establish the credibility and have another story or extend your own story. I just want to see all those components that we've done all semester involved in this particular speech, and you'll be fine. Of course, I said the first day to you guys, I'll never shut you up. And so if you want to make this thing 15 minutes, do it, okay? Just make sure you think it out. Now, I've done a PowerPoint with this one because I think it will help you more than your general outline will. So you can have your PowerPoint off to the side here, you can print it, or you can just go from your memory. It doesn't matter to me, but the PowerPoint I think will help you sort of move through the speech. I left room in there at the start for something that's a little more lighthearted, so you can start, positively as to what you are going to do with that share of the money. Where would you go? What would you buy? Who would you include? To sort of make it light to start, because we know that they don't start charities for millionaires who have it made, right? Most charities start in a dark place. They start because something's wrong. And they move then, and your speech can move from this dark place to using words like hope, finding a cure, helping people. So it starts dark and it gets lighter as you go along. Okay? If you have any questions about either the PowerPoint or the speech, please reach out to me and I can answer those individually for you. This is a good speech for you to do. One thing that I will tell you is your gold mine. Find your charity and then go to their website, because on the website you're going to get the statistics. You're going to have all the credibility that comes with, here's our board of directors, here's some of the celebrities that are with our cause, here's our success stories. You'll find all that on the website. So choose your charity carefully. Before you make that final decision, go to their website. It's a gold mine. It gives you all the information you need. All right? So choose your charity carefully. Make sure it's here. And then lay out your speech as you would any other speech. All right? I miss you guys. I wish I had my hour and a half or even 3 hours that I usually take to walk you through that speech, but we don't have that. So watch this, think about it, right? First comes thinking, and then move forward. And remember, now we've extended that deadline till April 30th. You can thank me for that later. All right, take care now.